please put your palms together for a meditation reading. The delusion of self-importance, expressed through greed and anger, is the cause of dukkha, or difficulty. This is the second noble truth, samudaya. If you would please join me in God's show. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. The second noble truth. Why we suffer, or what is the cause of our suffering? Could it be that desire and our lack of wisdom, or ignorance if you want to call it, is so deep? We truly do not want to see that our cravings of pleasure, material goods, and even immortality never ends. These are what we call wants, desires, our greed. And when we're not satisfied, and when our desires are not satisfied, or our greed comes to an end, that's where anger comes into play. Yes, that anger can take over so many things because it blocks our thinking. It blocks our seeing. We begin to lack insight into this craving or wants, desires, whatever you want to call it. And that's why we suffer. We refuse to see the roots of our suffering. We never question ourselves. We never look within. Even to make decisions, it's most difficult for us to look within ourselves. And when we can't find answers, or that desire or craving or want is not satisfied, we start with self-pity. You ever go into that? Why me? Why me? Self-pity. Take yourself out of that. You know, it's easier to seek pleasure and to satisfy our cravings and desires, rather than to sit quietly and to see why we suffer so much. The Buddha sat under the Bodhi tree and searched within himself to see why beings suffered. And yet we cannot even take 30 seconds to sit, breathe, and truly look within. We do not concentrate, we do not focus, we are not mindful on the situation or circumstances on hand. We tend to let others find our answers. And the thing about that is these answers are not ours, truly not ours. Those answers are for others, for those who think of their answers, to lead them. So their answers do not pertain to us at all, because we must seek our own answers to our suffering. And we have to, and as a human beings, as sentient beings who suffer, those answers are individual answers. I cannot find answers for you. You cannot find answerings for my cravings or desires or wants. It is an individual's search. In simple terms, and imagine this, we had to develop a third eye. And this third eye is really just an insight into our own selves. Oh, is that scary or what? Do we want to really see what we are? To see our true selves? Question to you is, do you have the insight, the courage to look within yourself? An insight to what can change within ourselves. And the courage to take that very first step into the realm of that unknown individual. But there's always support and strength in Nembutsu, our Namo Amida Butsu. And this Nembutsu are teachings that share guidance and direction. It doesn't tell us our solutions, but it just guides us to make us think, directs us into the right method, maybe. And Nembutsu helps to ease the pain and fright of seeing for the first time our true selves. And we may like what we see, and we may dislike parts that we see. But it's Nembutsu that will help guide us to maybe change those dislikes about ourselves. And it's to remember that the Buddha is always with us and never abandons us, as Nembutsu never abandons us. And it never makes judgments. We judge our own actions and thoughts. And it's always in Namo Amida Butsu. So if you would please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. So nice to be back, and thank you for listening today.